a shower so bad. Been outside all day. It smells terrible. Everything smells terrible. Are those your flip-flops? Yeah. People are going to be like, oh my word, it's about time. Hey. Sorry, I was on the phone. I got a phone call from Lexi and had to run through some stuff. What are you doing?
Tapping.
Why?
So you get mods.
Oh. Hey, y'all. It's a big week for HMR. It is. There's a lot of gifts coming in. Thank you so much. Have the horses had health checks? Man, y'all about to hear all kinds of stuff. Big updates from today. Let's let everybody get in here, and then we're going to do all these big updates. So many updates. I'm going to make videos of them all, but like a lot of people are wanting to know, which I think is fair because Donk Nation did a lot for a lot of these horses. So like, let's do a quick live. This is why we have a bonus live. So let's do a quick live to talk about everything that's occurred today. Whew! And it is a lot. I do not have a list. It is all in my brain. You're getting so confused? Okay. So we've got almost 400 people in here now, so let's get started on everything that went down today. Okay, so again, I am going to make videos of all this, so if you miss it or you come in late, so we're not having to recap it like a lot of times, let's just kind of, I'm going to do a video. All right, so we took 5 horses to the vet today, and there's a lot of updates on all of them. In the middle of the horses being at the vet, Donk Nation rescued a horse today. So, like, a horse rescue happened totally in the middle of it. 5 other horses, I know it's going to blow a lot of people's minds who weren't in Discord today or didn't see that. There's going to be like 5 of our other horses, so 3 from the weekend went, and then 2 others went. Okay, so here's the way it happened today. So we're going to start with, we had 4 horses go to the vet today. Let's talk about, we had 5 horses go. Missy, Ember, EJ, Eliza Jane went, Frenchie went, the 2 new 3-year-olds went, and Legacy went, the Palomino gelding that we got. All right? We also rescued a horse, and we have updates on when we're going to go see the other couple of mares that we're looking at that are bred coming up. Anyways, okay, so let's start with Missy. I posted in Discord Missy today. We've seen on some of the lives lately, if you've seen, Missy has the injury to her shoulder. So what we found out is when Maggie and her were having their little disagreement, I guess Maggie they turn around and like kick at each other. So it looks like Maggie clocked her right at the kick in the shoulder blade. So what ended up happening is in your shoulder blade, there's like a little ridge that runs down like the outside edge of the shoulder blade, like a little bone ridge. The bone ridge doesn't do anything on that plate except for it's just there. She chipped a little piece of bone, like just a tiny piece on that plate when she got kicked in the shoulder by Maggie. She went in and she was able to remove, I think most of it. She said there's a little bitty kind of piece left, but she's like, it's already calcifying around it. And so like, she's like, it's going to have no long-term problems. So like, everything's going to be fine. She's like, it'll heal literally nothing. You say poor Missy, but Missy dishes it out as well as she takes it. So, I mean, yes, Missy did get clocked to the shoulder, but Missy also doesn't back down either. And so Missy's like, yo, you want to go? I'll go with you. Quack, 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 quack. And then they kick at each other. And then, like, 10 minutes later, Missy and Maggie are over here grazing together like they're BFFs. And I'm like, you two are so done. Is she in pain? The vet said she didn't act in pain, so she's like, no big deal. So that was Missy's shoulder. So that's gonna heal. Everything's gonna be fine with the shoulder. Missy got her feet done today. She was a champ at getting her feet done while little Dr. Dre was hanging out beside her. Y'all, Dre went with her, and Dre did so good at the vet today. He just teetered around. He wasn't like dramatic or anything. He was just like saying hi to people and like putting his little boop spot up in people, and they were like rubbing his nose. He was like the little hit of the place today. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, Dr. Dre was just being, he was letting all his cuteness fly, okay? Okay, yes, Brandon went, and Megan. So, Missy got her feet done, and congratulations, Doc Nation. Missy got a heartbeat check for her HP Fiesta baby, and we are good to go. Full heartbeat check passed, and HP Fiesta baby is doing great in there. In fact, you could see it. Again, you're going to get videos of all this. You could see it. She's like, okay, I don't know how long it'll take us to find it, right? And so she sticks her arm in there, and she's like, well, and there it is. And it was just a little thing, just a teeter around and just a kicking. And she's like, woo, it's a spicy little thing. So we are confirmed 3 for 3 on heartbeat checks for a Feel the Sting, Slick by Design, and HP Fiesta baby. So congratulations, Donk Nation. And I guess congratulations, Hot Mess Ranch. So y'all did it. You made 3 babies this year. Congratulations. Okay? Awesome news. So that is... It turns out, though, that we can't brand Missy because she's pregnant. And so she's like, I don't really want to sedate her while she's pregnant this early on. And I was like, we still need to make sure her teeth are good. And so, close the door. I know, but you have to close it fast. Let the bugs in. Don't angry look at me. Anyways, daughters. Okay, so what's the second thing? She can't get her brand because she's still early in her pregnancy. So the deal is, you want to sit down here in the middle? What? They can't see you.
He's got an angle right.
Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, they can't give her brand yet because they can't sedate her. But then I was like, you need to check her teeth because we need to check teeth. So she checked her teeth and she's like, oh, dang it. She's got points on her teeth. Not points, but she's got a little bit of sharp teeth. So she's like, okay, we need to wait until she's in full at least 5 months in. So what was she bred end of what? May? So June, July, August, September, October. So November time frame, we'll get her teeth floated and done. All right. So at that time, we'll get Missy branded so that we can make sure, she's HMR and nobody takes off with our Missy. Right. So, and if you also missed it this week, I don't know if you saw the video of Legacy, the Palomino gelding we got, and the reason we actually were able to find his original owner is because he's branded. It works. Literally put the brand out on social media, and they were like, hey, that's my brand. And I know that horse. So, bam, brands for the win. Okay, yes, we freeze brand. That's the only way we do it. We don't hot brand. Woo! That's not my jam. We do the cold brand. Okay, so here's what happened. So Missy will not get that until November, okay? Missy, bone chip, but it's going to be okay. She's got that figured out because she was kicked. But, she's pregnant. Everything's going great. She got her feet done like a champ. And Dr. Dre was super cute all day. And then they got their own little stall to hang out in while, everything else was going on. Okay, so that's Missy. I'll make the Missy video later to give you, if you missed all that, you'll get to see it later. Okay, second horse, Ember. Ember went in, so we got Ember's feet done. She was a rock star. Of course, Ember's perfect, right? Ember got new kicks on the front, so turns out, we don't know when her shoes fell off, but That's on me. I missed that. But we had to take, it was a week before we could get her in by the time I noticed it last week. So I don't know how long she'd been without her feet. Not her feet, her shoes. So we took her in. Ember was perfection on getting her shoes done. Literally stood there like a champ. Didn't even move. Stuck her little toes up on the thing. Got all of them trimmed. Got custom horseshoes put on, made specifically for her feet. Got them a little bit wider as she's working on a little bone spur she's got. Not bone spurs, the little thing, whatever that thing is. Anyway, so after she got done, we re-examined her and did her soundness check again to see how her feet are coming along. She checked out completely sound, going in a straight line. No more limps in the straight line and after stretching. She is still showing a little bit soft when she's going left in a circle. So, oh my word, I hate when this thing flips. Okay, look, there, now we're all looking at the right thing. So when she's going left in a circle, she's showing still a little bit soft. So we went ahead and re-x-rayed her front left foot. And I can actually show you what the x-ray looks like, because I was like, Dong Nation's going to want to see this. Okay, so her original x-ray, I didn't get the new one today, but I'll show you the original one so you can kind of see what the little, it's kind of like a hook. Let's see. So, there it is. So here's the original x-ray. So you can see this little hook right here. So that's what we're dealing with. And this was like super agitated and had a bunch of problems to it, etc. So like, it's because it's when she was roping and they were like turning really hard. Anyways, so it's hard to tell, but there's a bunch of agitation. It's hard to tell that. Anyways, the agitation was pretty much gone. All that irritation and stuff in there, all that had calmed down. There was a little bit more on the tip, but not too bad. So the idea is to like calm that down completely. So I have a video of it. You guys are gonna like. You guys will be able to see this. But they did what's called a something electro-stimulating or something. It's this little thing that they put on that. So like what it does, kind of like a bone spur. So what it does is it agitates the red blood cells in there, and then it causes them to think something's going on, and then sends a bunch of healing to that zone. So she's already been injected. So we're just kind of like EMF or EMP, yeah. So it is a little bit of side bone. It promotes healing, yes. So like that's what they're going to do for that. So they said that she is sound enough for Brandon to train on and ride, but the new guy up there that we're going to sponsor to be a Team Hot Mess Ranch barrel racer, she says that he should not ride her because he's actually knows what he's doing. And he's like, man, and Ember knows to go fast. And so like if he rides Ember, Ember's like going to go down in there and be like, boosh, and like turn those corners like at an angle around the barrel. So she's like, not that level. But Brandon, who's learning, Brandon goes in there and Ember's pretty much like straight up and down going around the barrel. Like, that's okay. Like, nothing Brandon's going to do is going to like agitate that. Plus, it keeps Ember still exercising. It keeps Ember, trotting and loping are okay. Full blown like professional barrel racer on her, it's too much right now. We need to keep working on this. So like, that's okay. So Ember checked out sound for Brandon, which Brandon was happy because he's got this little thing going on with Ember right now where they like, he really likes Ember, and Ember really babysits Brandon. So that's going really, really, really well. So let's see, what else? So Ember got her shoes. Ember got the x-rays for that thing. That is continuing on. Ember got her teeth floated today. Ember got vaccines because we were supposed to get some vaccine records and then we didn't, so we just went ahead and revaccinated her. And Ember got her Hot Mess Ranch brand today. So she got her Freeze brand today. And so she is officially branded HMR. So and that is we're very excited about that. She got that. So that's Ember. That's how she checked out. So big day for Ember. And she's doing great. She's healing the way she's supposed to. Everything's going great. So that's the two main herd horses right now. So the third horse to go in, everybody's been wanting to find out about her, and Annie texted me 17,000 times today. It felt like about her baby EJ. So she wanted to know about Eliza Jane and how Eliza Jane was doing. So the first thing is Eliza Jane had a very rough day. If you're not aware, Eliza Jane, I put her backstory on TikTok. If you haven't watched it, in a nutshell, the original people who bred Eliza Jane gave her the HMR level love, so that's why that's kind of down inside Eliza Jane. She went to another person who tried to start Eliza Jane under saddle, sent her through it's a long story, but basically the original, the people who bred her got her mama, and they sold her mama to them if they would give them the first baby out of the mama. So they basically traded their horse for Eliza Jane. Eliza Jane's mama for Eliza Jane. Does that make sense? It's a lot. So they gave her the mama, they got the baby back, which was Eliza Jane. But Eliza was like a year old at the time when she got her. And so she sent EJ off for training. The trainer claimed that EJ bucked. No proof. Maybe they just trusted him. Claimed EJ bucked, and so she said, forget it. She didn't pay any money for her anyways. She just gave EJ to this trainer. The trainer apparently owed money to another trainer, and so he traded EJ to a second person to pay on his bill. So little EJ went from one person to the next person as a 2-year-old. That person left EJ out in the pasture, unhandled for an entire year. So she was with other horses, but didn't do anything with her. Didn't do her feet. I think she may have had grass, but I think EJ is so... I actually don't think I think they fed EJ. I just don't think they ever wormed EJ. So I think she literally has over a year of parasite buildup in her intestines. Because if they didn't feed her for that whole time, technically she would even be worse. So whatever. So so EJ hasn't had a lot of... Am I annoying you? Or am I hurting your head? Okay. EJ has not had a lot of human interaction for 12 months. Okay, so that's the deal. That's all the context. So when we took EJ into the vet today, and she's in the area where she needs to get her feet done, there's a lot of sounds going on. Another horse came in, his feet were getting looked at, and he was kind of upset. EJ's being handled for the first time in a year. There is mass amounts of stimulation just coming at this poor baby while he was trying to do her feet. She started off for the first foot pretty okay, and then when this other horse came through and was upset, she just couldn't take it. And so we tried to give her some happy juice to relax her, but he couldn't even get the needle in to give her the juice. I could just tell she was too far overstimulated. So I stopped everything and said, we're going to stop. We need to sound check Eliza Jane anyways. Okay. So let's take EJ. We're going to get her looked at. He had some other horses he could shoe. Okay. So I'm let's just give her a break. Let's get her in the stocks and let them get her calmed down over there. So I stopped the farrier work. We pulled Eliza Jane, we put her back in the shade, and we let her hang out for a minute. Okay, so at that point, she did not get her feet done. Okay, so the vet comes out. This was a while later. Blah, 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 blah. We start the sound exam on EJ. We lunge her in the round pen. She looks great. She doesn't know a lot, so it's a little confusing why they would have tried to start EJ without her having more groundwork. Now, it's been a year. Maybe she forgot stuff, but it doesn't feel like she would have forgotten this much. Neither here nor there. Whatever. So she goes one way, she goes the other way. She's checking out completely sound and fine. Okay? Her joints and feet and like all that kind of thing. Right? Doing great. We take her out on the pavement. Still doing great. In a straight line, back and forth. EJ is doing great. She's only 3. She was getting a little bit stimulated again. Obviously, it's hot. We're lunging her. So the vet's like, listen, she's sound. We're not worried about her legs. Let's just stop doing all this with her legs because, like, this is the one thing we love about our vet, right? And this is why you guys love her so much. So, like, she's very in tune with what's going on. She's like, okay, let's just bring her inside. So we take her inside, which was another overstimulating situation. She's going in a building. She had to go through a door. That was a mess. And we got her in the stocks, and we let her just kind of like hang out in the stocks for a minute. And so it took 4 people holding EJ's head to give her the juice to try to get her to calm down. And so she had so much adrenaline in her system for being overstimulated, the juice literally did nothing. Like, her body processed it and just spit it out like, I spit on your juice. Like, that was basically it. She's like, not happening. Okay? So that's like, oh my word. So she's like, I'm going to have to hit her with another dose. And so she comes back. 4 people have to hold her again. She's in the stocks. We give her a second round of juice. That calmed her down enough so the vet could start looking at her teeth. Obviously, her teeth are not great. But no, is anybody shocked that her teeth are not good? I mean, come on. So she was able to get a file in, and she filed her teeth a little bit. And I was like, do you want to do a full dental? And our vet, being as good as she is, she's like, we should not, they have to put that thing around their head that like opens their mouth. It's like a jack, right? So that they can get in there and like do their work. But she's like, listen, she's having such a rough time and so overstimulated that if I put that on her head, it's just, I don't want her to have a bad experience and hate everything. So she just didn't do it. And she's like, here's what we're going to do. She put a file in there and she just got the points and some of the sharpness off. And she's like, let's just do that. Because all of our horses get dentals in September, and she knows that. And she's like, she's now good to September. Like, are they perfect? No, but she's also not cutting out the inside of her mouth, right? Because her teeth are so sharp. So she's like, get her mental health better by September, and then we'll come back in and we'll do this stuff. So that was her teeth. By this time, we brought 2 of our other horses were in there too. So like we were kind of bouncing between 3 horses. So what it was doing is it was like we would do something to EJ and then we'd go to another horse. So then EJ would kind of like stand for a minute by herself with one of the vet techs and like process kind of everything that was going on. So she's been hit with 2 doses of the good juice. And she's kind of like, she's cooling off now because she's in the air conditioning. Okay, so her body temp is coming down. The stimulation is now just only our horses and me. Like, all of the other customers had gone at this point. So things are coming down. So the juice is starting to work a little more. And the farrier walks in and he's like, let's just do it right here. So they just walk EJ out of the stocks. And he starts working on her feet, and EJ doesn't move. She's like letting him do her toes and letting him do all the stuff. And then we're like doing stuff with other horses. And so EJ's just standing there with like one of the vet techs while all of her toes are getting trimmed and doing everything. And the next thing we know, we look over and all of the adrenaline had apparently worn off because EJ's head was like down to the ground and the lip was like hanging like 3 inches low. And I was like, Madeline, I think the juice kicked in. And she was feeling great. Like, she was just like, hey, what's going on, y'all? It was crazy. So he finished her feet. She has kind of wide front feet, okay? And I was talking to the vet and the farrier, and she was like, she actually just is. She's, everyone's different and everyone grows differently, okay? People are the same way. So EJ has not finished growing in her coffin bones and her front feet. Well, these people never really started her. So EJ's not been blown up. She hasn't been overworked because nobody messed with her. So EJ's fully sound because nobody's messed with her feet, right? So, like, her feet are wider because her bones are just not done growing. And so she's like, as soon as she gets done growing, her feet will like firm up and like she's fine. Like those are just baby stuff. So EJ just needs to finish growing. So we did want to make sure because those people claimed she bucked. We did want to check that out, right? So the vet did X-ray her spine. She has 2 vertebrae that are kind of far apart. We thought it was 1, but it's actually 2 that are touching, just barely. Which is called kissing spine, which could cause her pain. That actually could make a horse buck. Like if you got on her right now, and you set, right? So EJ has not been worked much, so she doesn't have a lot of top line. So the muscle in the top of her back is kind of weak. So like her back kind of will like go down, which will make those vertebrae go down and touch more. And you can imagine like it's bone to bone, just like that. Imagine that while you're riding, bone to bone, right? So, like, she's like, here's the thing. I don't think we should do anything for these 2 kissing spine things she has right now because she has no top line. So she doesn't have a lot of muscle pulling that back up. Like, if you ever see Ember or you see Frenchie, and you look at both, those are both running mares, you ever look at their back? Like it's like up, right? Like this, it's straight. And when you look at them from the back, it's perfectly round. Like it's got all that muscle in there, right? She's 3. And so she's like, here's what you do. You continue to work her as like she's not started. So what we're going to do is she's going to keep getting groundwork. We're going to get her mentally healthy, obviously. And then we're going to work on building up her muscle as she recovers body condition from being full of worms. And by the way, she's full of worms. So the vet gives her what I call the big wormer. She's got some technical name for it, but they basically stick a tube down their throat, and it's this giant syringe full of like 2 huge things of worming. Like there's no parasites can't live through it, right? Like so it's basically just going to flush her entire system of parasites. Okay, so like we're going to build her body condition back up, plus we're going to continue to work her to build that top line, right? So the vet recommendation for EJ is loves, exercise, and food. Like, that's it. So, here's what we did. So what we're going to do is, since she did go under the full good juice. Yeah, Roto-Rooter. She did go under the full juice. Here's what EJ got today. Here's a quick summary. She got sound checked. She's fully sound in all of her joints and ankles and her feet and her legs. She does have some kissing spine, but we think we can get it solved through building up the muscle in her back. She got her teeth partially done, good enough to make it until September when all the horses get checked out. The bump that's on her face is because she hit it like on a trailer or something. Nothing's broken. It just sucks and it's swollen. She's like, that'll go away. EJ got the Hot Mess Ranch brand today because we ain't giving that baby back. She's not going anywhere. EJ's an HMR baby, and she's branded as an HMR baby for now and forever. Okay? She got her HMR brand today. She got the big wormer. So we're going to get rid of all those parasites and fully take care of her. So she's staying. Ain't nobody going anywhere. So that's the summary on EJ. She needs love. She needs feed. She needs the bugs to be gone out of her tummy. And she needs exercise. And that's literally it. And Annie was happy because EJ's going to be Annie's heart horse. She follows Annie all around the pasture. Annie's calling me all day, like checking on her like it's a child. Literally. It's ridiculous. Okay? So, EJ's going to be great. We're going to get her back to where she needs to be. Whew. Was that not a lot? We're not even done yet. So, that's EJ. So, next up is Frenchie. Y'all, wait till you see the video on Frenchie. All right? Frenchie comes in. She starts lunging Frenchie. You about to get your mind blown when you see Frenchie being lunged in the round pen. Because Dr. Madeline, the hot mess vet, Frenchman's the granddaughter to Frenchman. She's the chestnut mare. So, if you remember the chestnut mare, she is lunging Frenchie, and she's like, what in the world? That girl has a reach. She's like, that horse is going to be fast. Oh, ridiculous levels of fast. So Frenchie checked out. Frenchie.
You're telling me to shush?
Yes. Frenchie checked out fully sound in every joint in that baby's body. Her back is great. Her legs are great. Her feet are great. Her personality, obviously great. Frenchie is ready to go. She was cleared to start her beginner barrel training from the vet. So she's only 3. Now, is she going to be like digging in the dirt sideways yet? No. She's going to be basically doing the same thing that Ember's doing, okay? This is upright. This is learning the pattern. This is doing basic riding, this kind of stuff. What? So, anyways, Frenchie is amazeballs at this point. So, it went great. Okay, so Frenchie comes in. Frenchie is fully sound. So, we checked her teeth. The teeth need to be done. She came from Canada, so she wasn't on a U.S. Vaccine schedule. Frenchie got vaccines. Frenchie got her teeth floated. Frenchie was fully sound. Because we were already doing it, Frenchie got the big wormer because why not? It ain't going to hurt anything. Let's just make sure that she's okay. Do I still have Rosie? Of course. Rosie's not going anywhere. So she got the big wormer too. So because she was already a little drunk off the good juice, Frenchie got the HMR brand today. Boom. 3 horses branded. Ember, EJ, and Frenchie today got the HMR brand. Frenchie goes nowhere. She is a forever HMR horse. That's right. Frenchie's staying around. We freaking love her. She is super amazing. And by the way, we can't let them touch yet, right? Because technically they're still in minor quarantine in the front pasture. But Ember and Frenchie, like standing within, 20 feet of each other, they're built so similarly, like just rock solid racing mares. Wait till you see the video of Frenchie lunging. It was like Grace in motion. Like the reach, it's like she could in one stride just go 100 yards, it felt like. Like it was like forever long. She's just got the longest legs of it. Love Frenchie. Frenchie and Ember, y'all. I'm telling you. Anyways. So that was Frenchie. So the summary is, got the big wormer. She's sound and everything. Got her teeth floated. Got vaccinated. Got the HMR brand. And I think that was about it. She's good to go. So Frenchie was a rock star today, fully checked out. Okay, last horse up of the day at the vet, Legacy, the Palomino gelding that we got. So, by the way, yes, he is a big old bougie puppy dog horse. The vet was trying to like stretch his legs, and he's like using his little lips like on her head like this, and like he's just a mess. Like just a hardcore mess. That's all he is. So anyways, she put him in the round pen she put him in the round pen to like lunge him. Beautiful. Like he looks like a model. His blonde hair flowing in the breeze, just like he's freaking lounging, trotting in this pen like, I know I look good. Look at me. Look at me go in a circle. I'm an amazing horse in a circle. Like, a little bit stuck up, okay? A little bit stuck up, all right? So the round pen in the dirt, right, was going really great, both ways. Except when he started going to the left. We were like, something seems amiss. And sure enough, we get him on the pavement, and we start lunging him in a circle, and he's off in the left rear. And we're like, uh-oh. So we stretched him. So while he's stretching him is when he's being a goober. And so we stretched that left rear, and so in a straight line, sure enough, he's showing off in that left rear. And so we're like, okay, let's go we'll see what's happening here. So we get him in, we x-ray the left rear, and it turns out in his, what is it called, fetlocks? Is that what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Hocks. In his hocks, not fetlocks, oh my word. In his hocks, in his left rear hock, he is showing some early signs of arthritis and a very small little bone spur. So they may have started roping on him too hard at too young of an age, but it's kind of hard to tell, right? So we're like, I know, at 5 years old. I know, yes, he's 5 years old. Yes. Sad. Y'all. Okay. So we start talking about it a little bit, and we're like, what do we want to do? She's like, here's the thing. Right now it's got irritation in it. She's like, I don't think I would do anything right now. He's not actually showing sore. And so, like, he's not showing sore, like, just walking around and doing stuff. And so, like, she's like, you're not a roper. None of your customers are ropers for the most part, or they don't buy them as ropers. So, like, if he's just a bougie family horse where he's walking around just getting loves and just being, Legacy, the bougie horse, Palomino that just tosses his hair in the wind, I think he's going to be fine. Like, you're basically going to give him time. Like, he's kind of, like, got time off here. She's like, keep riding him. You're not riding him in performance. So, like, with you, it's like having time off. Like, she's like, I don't think we should do anything. So, like an Apollo situation, but like, if Apollo's a 10, he's like a 1. If that makes sense, Bailey. That's not a real number, but you get, like, he's like 5% or less of what Apollo had going on in his front feet. Like, super early. We've caught it so early that, yeah. So, he got sound check. He's got just a little bit going on in the left rear. We got x-rays and everything of it. Legacy does not like needles. If you saw the video about it, the guy warned me. He's like, listen, he doesn't like needles. So the vet put her hand, they had one on each side. They put their hands like this, like a little child, and were like slapping him on the neck a little bit. And he was like, what are you doing back there? What are you doing? And she literally stuck him really fast and pulled it out, and he was like, and then she's like, I didn't do anything. And then they took their hands down. Oh, my word. And so, like, he kind of, like, figured it out the first time. And he's like, I think I know what you did, but you hid it from me. So we at least knew about it. So he's dramatic. Oh, 100%. So, like, we got through it, right? So we did have to, because this was when we had the 3 horses in. So, like, when we were moving around and taking pictures, we did have to hit him with the juice again because it had worn off by the time we got him to do his teeth. So, like, here's his catch-up. The summary of Mr. Legacy, the bougie Palomino with a ton of personality and knows he has good hair. He got sound checked, left rear's a little funky, but nothing bad. We have all the images of it. We gave him a full round of vaccines. We hit him with the big wormer because why not? All the stuff's already out there. So might as well just hit all 3 of them. So all 3 new horses got the big wormer. He will not get an HMR brand because he's already branded. And I'm not a believer in making horses look like a NASCAR race car. Like, some people will rebrand, but I just don't. I'm just not like, that's not me. Besides, that's how we found his original owner to begin with. So if someone stole him and they contacted the original guy, that guy's got my information. So he'll be like, I know who that guy came from. So we've already exchanged info. So if something were to happen to Legacy, they would find him and get him back to us. Okay, so recapping, sound check, good and everything, but the left hock's not that bad. Vaccines, teeth floated, big wormer, and that's it. He didn't need his feet done. So him and Frenchie did not need their feet done because people took care of him. Before those 2 came to the sale, people had taken care of him. So their feet look great. He's sound enough to pull Annie and Hank in a cart. He's going to be pulling Hank? Wait, is Hank sitting next to Annie in the cart?
Sounds about right.
I'm confused. Okay, so I asked about the babysitter thing. Apparently, a babysitter horse does not matter about age. It matters about personality. So we won't know whether he'll be a good babysitter horse for a while. Like, it depends on how he interacts with the colts while they're trying to eat, basically. And I don't know whether I have high hopes for being a babysitter because old Legacy loves to play. And if Legacy's in a playful mood, but the other horses aren't in a playful mood, he comes up and he's like bumping and bumping and bumping and like trying to get them to play. Okay, so like, I feel like Legacy's going to be more of a rosy kind of horse that gets into things than like a babysitter kind of horse. Like, you have a picture of Legacy in a house, like standing there with people. So, and yes, Kathy Scott, he does love his food. So like, she's like, oh my word, this horse has more personality than I can handle. I was like, I did say something funny. I said, we were talking about his left hock, and I was like, so you're telling me his knee's just going to fall off his leg at some point? Does he need to be put down? And she goes, yes. You just leave him with me, and I'll make sure he's put down. Don't you worry about what happens to him. And I was like, why do I feel like you're going to do it in like 40 years? She's like, I didn't say when. I just said, you just leave him with me. So, yeah. Our vet's amazing. Exactly, Venom. She's like, yeah, I'll put him down for you. Oh, she liked him. You can't help but not like Legacy. He is ridiculous. He has a soft nose. His nose reminds me a lot of Bugsy. All right? He has a lot of personality like Bugsy. Like, him and Bugsy would, like, be ridiculous together. Are we keeping him? We are not sure right now. I do think I would like to try him as a babysitter to see how it works. So, like, I'm not in a rush. Like, I'm not going to be like, let's go. Did I find his papers? So that's another thing, too. We're not going to be in a rush because we've reached out to 2 owners ago that got him from That's where he came from, Texas A&M Commerce, out of their AQHA program. And so we're actually going to make an attempt to get Legacy registered. And so we want to see how that plays out. So, like, that could take us, a few months to do. So, like, I don't know. So I want to let that play out first. We're not even done yet, guys. We're not even done yet. We're not even close. Okay? We still have a whole other horse to talk about. Are y'all ready? It's keep going. We're still going. All right? So, we're not in a rush on Legacy. He's checked out. He's doing great. Before I get to rescue for the day, literally the community rescues a horse in the middle of all this. We'll get to that. Let me tell you how my day started, all right? We're going to talk about 2 yearlings, all right? My yearlings, I don't want to hear Cake's mess. My yearlings this morning were being extra, okay? 100%. I had to put them in timeout. Like, I was like, you're going into the feeding pens early because you can't handle yourself today. You can't handle being yourself right now. So my yearlings were getting in trouble this morning. I go to load Ember into I had to take Janky. So guys, we took 2 trailers today because the front pasture's quarantined from the back pasture. So I had to use Janky again. So I'm loading up Janky, and then Brandon's going to use the other trailer to go load the other horses up. Okay, so 2 trailers rolling today. I'm over there with Janky, and I load Ember up into Janky, and I get Ember tied, and I'm trying to get out of the trailer. I don't remember what I was doing. I got out of the trailer, and then I needed, because I have to lock Ember into the little side load. Blessing and Nosy Gracie walk to the back of the trailer, and they're staring in there, and I was like, oh my word, don't you get in that trailer. Girls! And they both look at me at the same time as to say, we're going to do what we want. And freaking Blessing loads herself in the trailer. And I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of the trailer. So I'm like in there, and of course, I don't get any of this on film. I got none of it on the camera, which is good because, like, I am panicking. I'm supposed to be at the vet to get Ember's shoes done. Brandon was late getting back today. That's a whole other thing. And I'm like, you guys know I'm doing this medicine transition, which is not helping. And I'm like, this is insane. Get out of the trailer. So I'm in the trailer, and I'm trying to get Blessing out, and I'm like, I'm just going to get a lead rope so I can like pull Blessing somehow to like turn around. So I get out of the trailer, go to the lead rope, and Gracie loads herself in the trailer behind Blessing. I'm like, oh my freaking word. They can't come. I have to put Missy behind Ember. They have to get out. So now I've got 2 yearlings on both sides of Ember, and Janky's just rattling around. Ember's like, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm tied to this trailer. She's trying to be good. The yearlings are like, they don't know what's happening. I'm in the back. I'm like wrapping the freaking lead rope around Gracie. I'm like, dadgummit, get out of the trailer. She doesn't know yet how to back. Well, she knows how to back, but in all the commotion, she doesn't know what to do. So I finally got Gracie turned around and unloaded, and I'm waving my arms to get this stinking yearling away. I'm like, get out of the trailer! Like, I'm losing my mind right now. Like, it's not funny to me at the moment because, I'm overstimulated and frustrated. I'm supposed to be at the vet in literally 20 minutes for this horseshoe appointment. Brandon's not here yet. And I'm like, what is happening to my life right now? And I'm like, okay, I got one off. So then I'm over there, and I'm putting the lead rope on Blessing, and I get her all moved around and shoot out of the trailer. In the middle of this, Brandon shows up. And I'm like, bruh, where have you been? He just didn't look at the calendar and remember that he's got to be there at 10 o'clock. And so I'm like, okay, I'm trying not to be like snippy and like angry and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying real hard. I'm like, it's going to be okay. I get Ember locked in, all right? The yearlings get put in timeout. All of them. Because as soon as I get over there, I walk past it. At my office door is Phoenix knocking on the office door. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with every yearling on this ranch right now. And so, like, I put them all in pins. Like, you're out. You're out. So I go get Missy. And at first I was just going to take Missy because the last time we took Missy in, Dre just stayed at home. And I was like, if he doesn't follow, because now Dr. Dre is like, he's like this little independent boy now. Like, he doesn't follow his mama around as much as he used to and that kind of thing. So I'm like, look, I'm so like elevated at this point. I'm like, if this baby horse doesn't learn this trailer, I'm just going to leave him here. So I'm taking, but what happens? My blood pressure comes down because Dr. Dre goes into I am super cute mode. And like, he's looking at me with his little nose. And like, as I get his mama, like he's like nosing me and like rubbing under his chin. And like, this makes me feel so much better right now. And so like, I'm taking Missy and then Dre just follows along like perfectly. Well, actually Brandon did at this point. And Dre just loads into the trailer with his mama. Literally no issues. So I lock the whole trailer up and I'm like, Brandon, go feed the front horses and bring them to the vet. I'm rescheduling work calls because I can't do that and the vet at the same time. It's a good thing I had a 35, 40-minute drive to the vet because it brought it all back down. Like, by the time I got to the vet, I was like, my life is okay. My life is okay. All right, just checked in. I'm joking around with the vet because I'm like, I unload him. Dre's still being cute. All right, we put Dre in a little thing over there. Him and his mama in a stall. People are like, oh, he's a cute Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just the best today. He's got his little boot spot. We just rubbed it. Anyways, get Ember out. Ember's doing fine. And then that's how my day started. Okay? Good night. And then like we were there all day. But we were there all day because you have like this is where you have to have patience as a human being with people. You have to realize that when I show up to my horse vet, a lot of the times it's us bringing horses in. Like, we can't call and make an appointment because we have to get them checked. The only appointment I had was for the shoes. And so you have to be patient with what's going on with the vet, right? So we showed up this morning at like 10:20, I think, by the time I got there. And then we didn't leave until like 4:30 this afternoon. And so like we went and ate lunch in the middle of it and all this stuff. But like, they're amazing. The vet is super great. So we just work around their schedule. They work us all in. We do all the things. Everything's fantastic. So like, anyways, so that's what happened there. And then it right slap in the middle of all of this, there's this horse at the same place that we got Reba from, okay, that I knew about last week. And so he has a club foot. And if you don't know what that is, one of his feet is like, imagine if a regular foot's like this one's kind of like this, right? Like it's kind of jacked. He's bred super well. We found out he was thrown out literally because he has a club foot. He's only like, how old is he?
3.
He's 3 years old. He's a 3-year-old little cute. Anyways, so I was trying to get them to send me pictures of the foot so that I could talk to a farrier to see where we were at. So like I wasn't even, but then so then the whole weekend happened with the auctions and everything else, and we were waiting on images to come back and all this stuff. Well, long story short, I was like, wait a second, what happened to my rescue horse? So I messaged the person this morning, and I was like, because I sat there and talked to the farrier. I was like, hey, there's this horse I'm thinking about rescuing, and he's got a club foot, and I don't know what to do about it. I've never seen it. So like, I showed some pictures. I'll show some pictures here in a second. I showed some and I was like, what do you think? He's like, dude, don't even worry about that club foot, man. We got this. My wife, her horse has a club foot, and I got that thing running 1D barrel times. He's like, don't even worry about it. We will take care of that club foot. And I was like, but isn't there a grade of club? Like, he's like, yeah, 1 to 5. Doesn't matter. I got this. I was like, all right. So I sent a message to the lady, and I was like, we want to get this little 3-year-old. And she's like, we already have a deposit, so he's gone. And I was like, well, crap, because I knew the community would like. So I was like, well, let me know if the person backs out. We're willing to step up to the plate. That's the way I left it. An hour later, she texts me back, still while we're in the middle of all this vetting, right? This was before lunch. She texts me back an hour later, and she's like, the lady's in California. She says the horse is yours if you guys want it, because it would take her a really long time to get it. And I was like, for real? And I said, the price is still the same, blah, blah. She's like, yes. And I was like, all righty. So she sent me all the pictures. I put it in. I didn't even have a chance to make TikToks about this. I put it in Discord. Michelle and I, the governor, had a conversation about him last week. So Michelle and I had already kind of pre-planned that if the farrier said that this was like doable, that he's a case that HMR can take on. Okay? So like, there's extreme cases of things that we're not the right ranch for. And so Michelle and I had already talked about it. So I was talking to Michelle. I told her what's up. And so she's like, we're doing it. We're getting sizzle. And I was like, all right. So I sent her the pictures. Michelle posted in Discord today while I'm doing all this stuff. Literally, the community put together enough money for me to start the process of getting him. And so throughout the day, while all this is going on, the community is trying to get the rescue funded. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a bit of drama around this, all right? In the middle of us posting messages at the end of the day that we were about funded, somebody at that exact same time went onto their website and tried to buy him out from underneath us. I can't say for sure. We have over 600 people in Discord right now. I cannot say for sure. You can't prove it, right? I have no idea if that person was in this community or not, but I will tell you that it was just a little too coincidental. All right? So I'm heading home, and I get this text because I was like, because I texted her and I said, hey, send me your Venmo so I can pay for our boy. We're like, I want to get the deposits in. Like, we were so close to being funded on him, I was like, I'm just going to buy him. Donk Nation take care of it anyways. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. So she sends me this text back, and she's like, somebody already bought him. I'm so sorry. And I was like, yo. So I get the timeline on this, and I'm like, listen, we already talked about this. So, like, I'm sending you the money, and, like, she talks to us, and she comes back about 20 minutes later, and she's like, you're right. I promised him to you. If you... She's like, I can't... So based on timing, if you can send me the money, then I could refund. But, like, if you don't ever send the money, somebody's paid. You know what I mean? So, like, she can't just give money back if we haven't sent money yet. So, like, we were in the process of sending it, and she knew it, but somebody went online and paid through their website. She didn't take the payment. Like, they just went and put it in the cart and paid for the horse, right? So we paid, and we got him. But there was about a solid 30 minutes there where, I'm not going to lie, I was a hot mess rage driving home from the vet. Like, I was like, dude. Because we've been sniped by people picking up horses that we like. Okay? It's happened. I can't prove it. Maybe it was just an innocent thing. Maybe somebody went through there and they were like, this is a really cool horse, and they bought the horse. Okay? It can happen. It just seemed a little sketchy. I'm just saying. We can't prove it. But it's just a little bit sketchy. Okay? We can't prune Discord. What are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? But you don't know. We don't know, right? Just a little sus. Okay? Just a little sus. Okay, so the gray is ours. I'll show you pictures of this beautiful boy. I'll tell you, when I saw him last week, I know you guys say that I don't want grays, I want like this. But I'll tell you, when I saw his picture last week to myself, I messaged Michelle. And I was like, my gut was just tingling all over the place. Like, the gut went in full effect. And I told Michelle, and she's like, Steven, I like him. Like, he's bred crazy well. And everything was so we were really in agreement last week. But here he is. Here's his little face. He's a 3-year-old. This is what he looks like. He's Corona Cartel grandsire. But that's him. Oh, that was my text when my wife and Michelle called me gross. But that's okay. So his sire is Sizzlin' Cartel, which has a $2,000 breeding fee. So it cost them $2,000 to make this boy. And Corona Formi's his grandsire, and Corona Cartel's his great grandsire. On the bottom side, he's got all Beto Chicks Bedino, and that goes back to Bandino, and First Down Dash. So he's got First Down Dash on the bottom side. So like, he's not bred badly at all. He was bred to run, and he got that club foot, and they're like, somebody threw him out. Literally threw him out because of his club foot. So, he's a gelding. He has been gelded. So yeah. I have reached out to our quarantine facility for them to go pick him up and quarantine him because of the place he came from was the same place that Reba came from. There is an interesting development around that facility. So when we got, to give you a little history with Reba, when we got Reba out of that facility, she said, I talked to the lady today, she's like, listen, my facility you got Reba out of, Reba was sick. Like, snotty nut, like, we knew Reba was sick. Reba went to quarantine for over 30 days, okay? So, she had a much smaller facility, and I guess her program was different, I don't know. But they were basically in mud and slop all the time. She's moved to a new facility, and she now has pastures. And so he is now in a pasture with other horses, and he's been there for over 10 days, and neither him nor his pasture mates have any signs of being sick at all. No runny nose, no snotty eyes, no nothing. I didn't find this out until literally before this live. So the last thing I left you guys with is he was supposed to be going to quarantine. And then I found this out, that it's a completely different place. So, of course, I called and talked to one of our main people. We have Lexi and Michelle that I talked to. But I talked to Lexi. Lexi called me because we were going to talk about something else, so I just was kind of bouncing off her. And she's like the place that we're getting him from, she was like, when you got Reba, she needed to go to quarantine for 30 days. All right? But this guy's not showing any of those signs, and I told her we have other horses we've brought in that are in light quarantine in our front pasture, and she's like, I mean, he's not showing any signs of being sick. She doesn't think he needs deep quarantine, but we have to, like, figure out who we want to, like, super believe. So then I was talking to Lexi, and Lexi's like, what I would do is just send him straight from their facility to your vet. Like, don't take him anywhere. Don't take him to quarantine. Don't take him home. Go straight to your vet. And have your vet give him a full workup. Because she'll be able to she'll be able to test levels, and she'll be able to look at all of his glands. And if your vet's like, I mean, he's pretty clean, then, or she's going to be like, we have a possibility of, like, something bad. She should be able to tell us front pasture quarantine's okay or deep quarantine's okay. So I think that's probably what we're going to do. We're just going to go straight to the vet and let the vet make the call and not send him to either spot. The only thing I worry about with the quarantine facilities is the quarantine pens, the way they're set up, they get hay, but because they get a large access to just straight coastal hay, I'm a little worried that's why we lost that Palomino filly sweet pea, because I literally think she overate, and that's how she colicked. So, like, the quarantine pen's not doing anything wrong. They have to provide them with forage. But, like, let's say if he's an overeater and, like, just is shoving down that hay. Reba had the access to the same hay, but Reba, being older, didn't, like, overgorge herself like the filly did. So, like, he's 3. So there's risks kind of all around. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, there's risks we could bring him here. Like, So I think the best idea is kind of like what we talked about. I think we should just send him straight to the vet and let her look at him and see what she said. See what she thinks. There's some tests that she does. Like, she draws blood and, like, she does something to see if some number's elevated. And, like, if that number's elevated, then there's a high chance that it's like something's going on. And if that number's not elevated at all, like, then there's like a 5% chance something's going on. Right? So, like, it's some kind of count. Now, it's not a white blood cell count. It's something else. It's, I don't know what it is. So, any inflammation? The place doesn't say he's got inflammation in any glands. I only believe what I feel. So, if I haven't had my hands on that horse to do my own assessment, I don't believe anything. And it's nothing personal against people. It's just, I believe nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Experience in the horse world.
Yes, experience in the horse world. She could be completely it's not as much as people not telling the truth or not. It's just as much like...
Well, not everybody is dishonest, but there are a lot of dishonest people, and there's no way of knowing...
Right.
Who is and who isn't.
Does she have her hands on him every day? Is she always checking his glands? She's got other horses she's dealing with. Like, maybe she hasn't... You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always someone trying to get one over on you. So, like, it's just that kind of thing. So, yeah, we rescued a gray horse in the middle of it who has a clubbed foot in the front. I don't have a picture of the club foot. But, you know, we'll get him all hooked up. We'll get him... I take everything with a grain of salt. You're right, Tip Tip. We'll get him all together. Of course we will. It's HMR.
He's so cute.
He's super cute. Absolutely cute. Okay, so, y'all, it's late. So, it's 9:30 at night. I can't get the person scheduled at 9:30 at night. So, we will get... I have notified her. She is aware that he's there. So, in the morning when she starts... So, she has a very large quarantine facility. So, let's take a understanding of what... It's a fantastic quarantine facility, but it's just a large facility. So she's got to get things scheduled for, like, picking things up. But she will go pick him up for us and bring him to our vet. Yes, we'll have a fee, but it's not that much more than the freaking diesel for Brandon to go get him, right? Like, it's not that big of a difference. And besides, it saves us time because we got other stuff to do anyways. So she can do transport. He is far away. He's like 3 hours. He's a while. So you have to realize, like, if we went and got him, it's like a 6-hour ordeal for us to, like, go, and that's an all-day thing. And if I can just have someone scheduled that just takes him over there, no big deal. We're done. Dunskies. Yeah, so we're in Northeast Texas. So, yeah. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have our quarantine lady go pick him up and bring him to our vet. And then if he is healthy enough, he will come home with us. If the vet says he needs quarantine, he will go home with he will go to the quarantine facility for an unknown amount of time until he's healthy. I don't know how long that is. Usually 30 days. Will I meet her at his vet? Absolutely. There is no chance in this world I'm letting that little 3-year-old boy go down there without meeting the people that are trying to help him. It's the same thing I did with Reba. I went and met Reba and Sweet Pea at the vet. And also, we are trying to be... We are super transparent here, so like I want the community to physically lay eyes on the thing that we said we were going to get. Not that you guys don't trust us, but you have to remember there's also a lot of new people here, and a lot of people who don't know us that well, like it speaks volumes if they're like, oh hey, they said they were going to rescue this gray horse, and then you never see it again. That'd be kind of sketchy, right? So like, people saying, look, here's a gray horse we rescued, and then they see myself at the veterinarian with that horse, they're like, all right. I'm not doing Smokey.
We had a Smokey.
That's a sad story. There's a video of it way back.
Yeah, one of your first videos.
One of my first videos. We were lied to at a sale. Brought a horse home. Ended up having massive neurological problems. Literally had a seizure in my pasture out here. Have only owning him for 2 days. And he died in my arms. And it wrecked me for a couple of days. I didn't even know that horse very well.
Like, I had to get coverage for my class and come home early. Like, he was a wreck.
Like, I'd known that horse for 2 days. And just... So, yeah. I kind of like Sizzler. Or not?
It depends. If he ends up staying, he's Gandalf.
Like, that's a done deal?
Yes. How long have you been looking for a gray horse to name Gandalf?
But we rehomed Reba.
I know, that's
we
what I said.
saved them.
If he stays, like if he
and
ends
we
up
find
being
them.
the babysitter gelding or something, then he's got to be Gandalf. Also to mess with Michelle because she wants him to be Sizzle.
Y'all listen. Annie is already like becoming a heart horse with EJ. Okay, so like my drop queen. I kind of like Sizzler, though. He's beautiful. Yes, Gandalf is a long name for a horse. Not if you know Annie. Annie has wanted a Gandalf forever.
It's 2 syllables.
Annie's as bad as we are. She has been lately. She didn't used to be this bad. But now, like, she's feeding off a lot of this Donk Nation energy.
It's not.
Yes. So, Gandalf the Sizzler instead of Gandalf the Grey. Because Annie's cool too. Yeah. Next, she'll insist on mini moves. Oh, stick with rapper names. We need Tupac or Biggie. She's shaking her head at me. How are the new horses doing? Oh, Christine. I'm going to post a whole bunch of videos about it. That's what this whole live was about. The new horses are doing lots of things kind of all over the board. It's a lot. We've been live. I'm so sorry. We've been live now for how long? It took me an hour and 16 minutes to explain how the new horses were doing. It's okay, Christine. I'm so sorry. I'm going to post videos of each of these. This was just one to because there was a whole lot of people and a whole lot of activity today in Discord, and I just wanted to give everybody one big giant update because I have so many videos from today that, whew, Betty's doing great, y'all. Betty's going to come out of her shell. We're going to get her out. Christine, I promise. I love these lives. I know. I promise I'm going to get those videos up for you so you can see all the details. I will tell you that nothing but, great stuff is happening. So, there was a couple of, little things at the vets here and there, but, not nothing earth-shattering anywhere. So,
did you say you were going to tell them about meeting the other horses?
Oh, my word, there's another thing to talk about. Okay. Another thing to talk about. We will be taking our field trip on Saturday after treat time because we had already we're meeting some new horses, new bred mares. So we're meeting Frenchie's mama. Frenchie's mama is one of the options. I think it's if they don't take a payment plan, I don't know if we'll be able to do it. Frenchie's mama is one of the options, and a younger mare that's about 5. She's also a Palomino, Batman. Batman's something. I don't know what I don't remember what her registered name is. We are gallivanting on Saturday. Field trip day on Saturday. Yes, Michelle pinned the comment. We're seeing new mares. This will be the final. If we can work out something for 2 more mares that are bred, this will be the final mare edition. That will give us 5 babies on the ground next year if we are able to work out both of the 2. That will give us 5 babies. Plus, we have so many other new horses that are younger, that are the future of the ranch. So I really feel like our goal was to get a lot of bred mares, but y'all, bred mares have turned out to be either really so expensive that it's untouchable expensive, or they just weren't. There was just always something wrong. And so it's been a really tough thing, which is why the 3-year-olds we got, I think, was an amazing find for the future of the ranch. We did not get as many red flags with 502 mares is what it felt like. So, we almost fell. How many mares are there to meet? 5? I believe there's 5. There's 5 mares to meet. 5 or 6. There's 8 horses total. They have more 3-year-olds. So the other ones are 3-year-olds. So they have like 5 mares and 2 3-year-olds and a filly. The filly costs as much as Frenchie's mama by herself. And so, like, that's a lot of money. That's not really worth it. Like, if we're going to spend that much money on that filly, we might as well buy another bred mare. Like, if you really think about it, it's because the filly's bred really well. Like, the filly's worth that, right? The filly's probably worth more than that. But, like, you wish you could have watched the loading of the yearlings? No. If there were ever bad words used on this ranch, that was going to be one time. I don't think I'd used any, though. That was not a pretty. That wasn't pretty. Frenchie has a sister, a half-sister, yes. Maybe they'll come down. They did say that they will work a package deal for us. They will give us a better price if we pick up more than one. Who's Frenchie? She's the new chestnut mare we got. That is the granddaughter to Frenchman's Guy. Yeah, this will, like what Michelle's saying, this is the last mare purchase for the ranch. I have 2 top choices, and if it works out, I want those 2. And that's it. So, I've never heard her name till tonight either, because we've decided on Frenchie. It's the chestnut mare we got over the weekend. That was the granddaughter to Frenchman's Guy. Oh, y'all don't think this will be the last ones we get? Well, it's going to have to be for a bit, because horse season is coming to an end and cow season starts at the end of August. So all of this horse stuff going on will start taking a back seat, because baby cows start dropping the last week of August through the end of the year. And we have bulls. I have drama with the bulls. I think the bulls are going to have to come back to the ranch. They didn't get sold because of, I don't understand. Something about he didn't get a sale up. I don't understand the details. I think the bulls are going to have to come back to the ranch. So that's a whole nother set of drama we got to deal with. So, you want to learn about the cows? Yeah. So, we have 9 baby cows due between the end of August and January 1st. 9 babies. We have 11 mamas, and 9 of them are pregnant. The other 2 are not pregnant because one of them was Cletus's mama, and we wanted to wait to breed her back. And the other one this was her heifer pregnancy, so it was her very first baby. And I wanted to wait to breed her back in this fall. Call the midwife. Good night, Barbara. Next year's foaling season is going to be insane. This does not mean we'll be able to work this out for these 2 mares this weekend. If the 2 mares don't work out this weekend, then we're just going to kind of take a break. I feel like I'm just going to take a breather for a couple weeks, and then we'll figure it out. That does not mean we're out, right? Like, we bought Maggie bred and we didn't get her until November. So we can find 2-in-1 babies for a long time. So, oh my word, Tracy. The bulls will go, I'm not sure yet, Shannon. That is a whole separate complicated thing. Probably in the front pasture. But the only way I can put them in the front pasture is the cattle guard that's between the front pasture and the driveway will have to have a gate. Because them bulls will go straight over that cattle guard like it ain't even there. And their feet are so big that they won't even fall between the cracks. Them big old suckers will freaking just walk straight across it. And y'all haven't seen Banner in a long time, y'all. Banner is pushing 1,800 plus. Banner is ginormous. No, not attack. We have real calm bulls. All right? You can walk around our bulls, and they're fine. They're super docile, but they will come after some mamas who might be in heat. Banner's a big boy, y'all. Bulls scare you? Nah. Y'all haven't seen him in a long time, but Bill, Francis's baby from last year, y'all remember Bill? Bill's there too. Bill's a big old boy now. Bill's not quite the baby anymore. Bill is also starting to push, I think, 1,600 pounds. Bill's a big boy. He had a big old hump on the back of his neck. So, yeah. Bill was not a bottle baby. Bill was Francis's boy. Right up to the house, Lori. Would you try to sell those bulls? All of our bulls are always for sale right now. We are not a big enough program to retain bulls at this time. Bulls, so I know we're switching. In our cattle program, bulls make money for the ranch. We sell the bulls. Bull babies make money. Heifer baby, female babies grow the herd. So we keep the females, we sell the bulls. So the bulls, they sell at 18 months old. So the new babies will go back to the bull development program. They go when they're ready to take on their own herd and begin breeding for themselves. None of our bulls are for sale for meat. Our bulls are for sale to go be bulls, like to go be some daddies. That's what you do? Oh, that's what you want to do? Yeah. So it'll be time for our boys to no longer be virgin. The bulls are returning because they were supposed to be sold in the spring, and through some series of drama, I don't know what, the sale didn't happen. And so now I'm literally sitting here on a bunch of bulls that are not supposed to be here with us anymore. So, like, I'm losing money every day feeding bulls that were supposed to be sold already. To be beautiful stud muffins, they are? Yeah. That's what's going on with the bulls. I love my boys, but the problem with having the bulls back is, like, you have to have a pasture dedicated to them, so you lose an entire pasture, right? So, like, I can't rotate my cows around to eat the grass and stuff that cows eat. I lose an entire pasture having the bulls here. Like, the bulls being here is a challenge. Can you rent a pasture? I have like a mentor in the Angus sales, in the Angus cattle market. She has a pasture that is nothing but her bulls. So I may talk to her. The boys might go there. Am I avoiding the mini moo question? No mini moos right now. We need to get through some time first. Trish Ann Songer. Can you rent a... Oh, can I rent a pasture? I cannot rent a pasture. But I can talk to somebody about having our bulls go to them. So she's got a bull pasture. It's actually Banner's daddy. I bought from. So Banner and Hulk are her. Hulk. You see what I did there? Banner and Hulk. Hulk is almost as big as Banner now. The person I bought him from, their daddy, so they would actually go in the same pasture as their daddy. And their daddy is freaking... Dude, you want to see how big Banner's going to get? I ought to video it. Listen. Banner's daddy is something to behold. That boy's probably at least 2,200 pounds. He is... And he is as chill as the day is long. You can, get in the trailer with him. You can be like, all right, come on, big fella. And that boy will walk off that trailer like he is the boss. And in a pasture that he is in, he is the boss. I don't have any video or pictures of him. Y'all should... Okay, if I go pick the bulls up, we'll go look. Pat unsure. We have to schedule his pickup. Fran, who's got 78 acres? Y'all want to see him? Y'all haven't seen much cow stuff lately. Y'all want to see these boys? I love them, though. I love my bulls. If I had a big dedicated bull pasture, dude, they'd just stay here. My boys are the best. They walk around. Bulls are so chill. They just I love my boys. Oh, Rowdy's mama. Yeah, they have 78 acres. Rowdy and Reba are hitting the spoiledness. I can't talk about Rita right now because there was something today about rescuing this gray horse from the same facility that Reba came from. And I was at lunch, and it hit me right in the freaking feels. I had a hard time eating lunch. So, it just, straight into the heart bone. You know what I'm saying? Right in there. Gun mosquito. So yeah. Bull video soon. Well, I don't have them, so we got to figure that out. Had the gray horse come up on you? Literally found him for lunch. What'd you eat for lunch? A really nice hamburger. But Reba's happy and healthy now. I know she is. That doesn't mean that... I'm not sad. I have a soft spot for Reba. I always will. Always. The next time I see Reba, it's going to be... it'll be ridiculous. We just can't talk about it right now. How is Reba? Fantastic, as always. I know they do. What time is it? Oh, my watch says it's bedtime. It's 10 o'clock. Let's talk about Gandalf. We will. He's going to be great. I can love her and miss her at the same time. Just 100% true. And Rowdy on treat day? Yeah. It'll be fine, y'all. It'll be fine. I'm telling you right now, though, that at some point, I really, really, really would like to have a reunion of HMR horses. I don't know when that day's going to be, but I think it would be amazing. And I know a lot of the people who have HMR horses don't have trailers to bring them. I get that. I might have to make a tour around the U.S. of the reunion tour and go around and visit them all. But yeah. Yeah. I need to go to bed. I really do. Stop buying horses that you know are just a traffic problem. What? That doesn't even make any sense. Oh, Fran, don't tell me that. I don't want to listen to that. Your daughter gets to meet them tomorrow? Oh, dang it. Do any of them live at the beach for the reunion? I don't know. That would be a cool one, though. I don't think so. How many we got 3 bred this year. Everybody wants me to go to bed. But now we're talking about horses again. We got 3 bred this year. We're looking at 2 more mares. I have a number 1 pick. That's a good value, but we're going to look on Saturday. After treat day, we're going to as soon as we're done with treat day, we're going to leave, and then we're going to take a field trip out to look at horses. How's Freya? Amazing, always. Freya's perfect. How many boys are there? Where? I don't know what that means. What boys? Do I have pictures of the mare? I do. When are the babies due? Our babies are the 2 new bit. They're all babies are due around the March, April time frame. No matter what we get. Our babies are due in March and April, and the mares that we look at, their babies are also due in March and April. When can you sell the bulls? They need to get sold. Like, they are for sale. I need to get pictures and, like, get them sold. 4th was great. We'll see the mares later. HMR is important to us. I know. You're tired. I'm tired. Y'all, I'm going to go to bed. It's been a long day. How many bulls? We have 7. We have 7 big old boys. There's one that's an all Brahma. I got a big old hump on his back. He's a big boy. Y'all, I got to go to bed. I'm going to be up tomorrow. I am going to... Tomorrow's plan is one... I have a lot of work. I had to move a lot of meetings from today to tomorrow, so videos are going to be coming out slow tomorrow. I have to do real life job stuff tomorrow. But I'm going to start pumping videos out of everything that happened today. So if you missed everything with the horses tonight, I'll get the videos out tomorrow. It's just long. All right? Y'all are amazing. Thanks for the heart hands. We got 12 out of our 20 heart hands tonight. That was awesome. But we got other gifts too, which is really cool. All right, y'all. I'm out. I will see y'all tomorrow. Good night, everybody.